Hello, traders. How are you? Welcome. Anna DeShields here, and so glad you're joining me. Today is Sunday, 9/10/2023 at 8:24 p.m. Super excited. So glad you're joining. And so I'm going to be using a couple of different screens. So please bear with me. The last one I did, we were kind of having some technical difficulty, but I'm going to do my best to get this up and going. All right, just a second, traders. All right, what I'm going to go ahead is show this. All right, traders. Well, welcome, and going to go ahead and share this. First, let me go ahead and show my disclaimer very quickly. right. Let's go ahead and share the charts. Okay. Plug this in here. Okay, good. All right. Yay, we got it going. Perfect. All right. Well, hello, traders. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Super excited you're here with me. I'm going to get right into it. So I apologize if I miss your comments. I'm going to do my best to look over there and see if I get any. But let's look at Bitcoin right now. This is real time. I have the 5, 15, and 1 hour on the screen. And let's just get into what we're looking at. Um, hmm. Just realizing let's go ahead and just talk about this and then we'll get the bigger picture up. Okay, so on the 5-minute here, we have the sell down. Okay, so with the re-entry for the buy is kind of what we're looking for. And so I'm glad we waited because it now is selling down. So more selling pressure, even though the 15-minute is giving us a buy up of momentum here. On the 15-minute, we're not over the oversold line to give us a confirmation to go ahead and keep buying up. And then over here on our 1 hour, we are selling, but on the lower time frames, we just don't have that entry yet. So let's go ahead and put this on regular time view and look at this. I also want to show you my fibs chart, which means I'm going to have to stop share and share another screen. So before we mess with all of that, let's see here what we got going on. Higher time frames, we have the 15-minute. Let's look at that. This is my channels chart. Let's go to the 1 hour and see what we got going on here. Here is our channel for this was done the other day. So let's fix this, update it. It needs to come down a little bit. Okay, so it has broken our channel. We got to update this channel. So I'm going to go into my object tree and go to the 1 hour channels. And here it is. So it's broken that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep it, but I'm not going to hide it and just keep it in my information. And then do another more current channel. So what we're doing, traders, is we're doing a top-down analysis for Bitcoin for this week for intraday plays and swing plays. Okay, we have the buy that's presenting to us on the 4 hour, and we're just digging down into the 1 hour and see what we have. So when you do your fib or your channel, excuse me, make sure that you have two for descending. You want 2 peaks and 1 valley. So 2 touches on the channel. This just poked out, so that's okay. And here is our valley. Peak, peak, valley. All right, so it's bouncing off the top of the channel. And then I have to list this. I have to organize this one. So I start mine from where I had the high there. So that was September 7th. September 7th, excuse me. And then I list the time frame. It's the 1 hour. and it's a descending channel. And we'll see how far we get tonight because I have that Excel, my daily analysis sheet that I want to mark up and show you traders as well. Let's see if we get to it tonight. I really would like to get to it. All right, and then we're going to make this a 1 hour. So we'll go ahead and pull out the templates. And I'll show you too later how to make these templates in TradingView. 1 hour descending. Okay. And then I'm going to lock it and then also throw it in my 1 hour channel folder. That last recording I did the other day this week, I showed you how to use this object tree. So you might want to check that out. Kind of went in depth with it. I'll do more as we spend our time together. Okay, so price is almost came up to the top of it, but to sell back down is what's going on. Now, I do want to show that I do want to show the fib chart. Okay, good. I do want to show the fib chart, so I'm going to view. Let me see here what this does real quick before I switch over. So I might not have to flip between these different tabs. Let's sit here and wait, see if it ends up showing the screen. I'm on a different tab right now, and I want to see if this program shows the screen I don't want to be seen. Okay, looks like it's not, so that's good. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say stop share. And I'm going to share another chart. Which then I have to bring this over here so I'm not looking away from you guys. Okay. Share. Let me if I do this first. No. Here we go. Fibs. Share. All right. And then I'm going to go here and put this view on because I like that one better. And then I want to see how this looks for you guys because I want to make sure it's big enough. Okay. We'll have to see how the black looks in my recording later. All right, so here's the fib chart. Let's go to the 4 hour because this is what I want you to see, that setup we have for this week. And that can present itself right now, actually. So let's go ahead. This is our 4 hour chart. I'm going to put it online so we can see it a little bit better. And this is the more detailed one. And so there's a lot of information on this chart. And the way this program allows you to see everything, it's kind of busy. So what I'll have to do is hide the information. But I'll show you, then we'll hide it. I know there's a lot there. But otherwise, then you have to switch another chart and stop sharing there. And then it's like this pause. Which actually might not be too bad, but anywho. Okay, so what we're looking at, traders, is first, let me show you the big picture. Okay, we have a few fibs on here. So I have this high to low fib. You know what? I put dates on here and I don't see them. Not sure about that, but okay. So we have this red fib for the 4 hour and it starts at August 29th. So this is the bigger macro move coming up into this zone for the buyback up. Price is under the 50. So this is a much, much bigger move that we can anticipate to happen Um, I don't know about tonight. It could. I mean, that's Bitcoin. It could do anything, but at least we have a destination to go to if she flies up. Okay, so that's the bigger move. So the smaller move is I have a few inside charts, few inside micro charts. So let me see if I can I'll hide this one. 829 right here. So we'll hide this, but first let me rename this so I can know that I have to put that sucker back on there. So I'll put a bunch of stars by it. So I know that I need to put that back on there after I get done meeting with you all. Okay, so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so now you can see a little bit more clear. And this then is the smaller inside the micro for microscopic fib move. Okay, this here is this is the 2-hour fib. Okay, 2-hour time frame fib, 2 hours, so we can look at that. And then this one is, let's see what this one is. This is the 1 hour back that was done the other day. So the 2 hour is a good one to use. So let's go to the 2-hour time frame and you can see it a little bit better. So starting here, low to high fib, price comes down, and then we want it to go up into the so low to high. We want price to come down into this zone here, the 5061.8, and then return back up with the trend to the 11.5. That's the ideal move. Okay. And so now what price is doing though is, let's follow it with what it's doing right now for Bitcoin on the 2-hour. It came down to where 5061.8 zone, the most common area for retracement. And so retracement too means, traders, is like I share with the classes that I teach, the students there, that like think of retracement, because I was always like, retracement, that's such a technical trading term, like give it to me in English, mama. So I was like, okay, let me think. So sort of like I use is when you're going to work, you have a new year come up, right? And you have these new year resolutions. You're like, okay, new year comes, I hit the gym. And then you're going to the gym. And then 2 months later, you notice you're not doing as well. You're not staying committed to your word. Then the 4th month comes and you're like, oh my gosh, I was doing so good. And now I keep going back to my old ways. Okay. And then you may get to like this area, you pull back, you're not, going to the gym like you should. And then you're like, whoa, I need to get back on track and stick to my goals, which is, these zones here, and get back to what I want to do and making higher highs and going on. So that's what a retracement means. It means the market is pulling back to almost 50% of its move. And then the probabilities of the continuation are higher in this deeper pullback. Just like for you, you'd be like, oh, shoot, if I'm going to start working out, I need to start making something happen now. Okay. So that's an example in layman's terms. But what the market did here was, let's see, low to high, and then it did hang out here. It did go to the 5061.8 zone. See? But then she went up and now dropped. Okay. So now where we're at is what they consider the last line of defense, meaning that the buyers have to show up here or they're going to take over this trend, these sellers. So normally we see the market start to reverse here and then buy back up. Also, you might hear that as known as your supply and demand zones. That's another way you can call it too. Whatever works for you. But back to that concept about working out, if you got all the way back down to here, you'd be like, oh my gosh, here I am at the last year, and I'm just like right back where I used to be. Let me change myself and make a huge correction, and then you turn yourself around and get back up there. Hold on. Uh, Lily, I tell you, my dogs know when I'm on a live stream. I tell you, only time they act out. Um, okay. So now where price is at is on this 2 hour time frame. Look, it's at the last line of defense. And so ideally our buy is in order, but we're at 844. So I think it was around 7. I was looking for the buy, because if we look at it, let's look at that on the 15-minute. Let's go to 15-minute, and you'll see how it bought up. You'll see how it bought up nice around 6 or so. Let me put on candles. Okay. So here at 1500 hours, which is 3 o'clock, it bought up nice, didn't it? Nice buy up. So when I started getting into the charts, 1800 hours is 6 o'clock. Yeah. 6 o'clock, I was like, okay, she was pushing hard. I'm like, oh, you know what? I was like, come on, I need a pullback to get me back into to catch that nice buy up, because I thought, we might be ready to buy now. So what I was doing, traders, was I was saying to myself, okay, let me go over here real quick to this chart. Oh, it's not broken up like the other one. Okay. Let me put this on different layouts. What I was saying to myself, traders, was I will wait for price to get back to the 5, get back to the 21 zone on the 5-minute, and then look for my re-entry. So I'm going to put the 5 on the left, and I'll put my 15-minute in the middle time frame, and then my 1 hour I'm going to put on the very last frame here. Okay. Now I know we have different colors going on. I don't know how much that messes you up, but I guess I'll change it. So if it does bother you, that's okay. I think this is the same one. Dogs. Leia and Lily. I bet they're like, she's on, she's distracted. Look at her being bad. Okay, so here, this is earlier. Okay, this is what I was looking for, the re-entry back on the buy. Here we are at 1500 hours, which is 3 o'clock. So I wasn't looking at the charts until 6 or so. 1800 hours, that's 6 o'clock. Yeah. So here, that had all happened. It had the pullback. Now, if you can bear with me, I'm looking at what you can see really well. Look here at 1800 hours at 6 o'clock. This orange line is the 11. This purple line is the 21. Other times I'll be in the charts, traders, and the 11 will be yellow and the orange will be black. But for this one, I'm having it these colors. So you have to bear with me. But just know that when you watch my sessions, that I use the 11 EMA and the 21 EMA. Okay. And then as well as the other major EMAs. But the 11 and 21 are my short-term trend EMAs I use. Okay. So here at 6 o'clock, I was like, okay, maybe it's ready for this buy. Looking at the higher time frames and look at other confluences, I was like, okay. So I didn't catch the buy up. So then, of course, it spiked up. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to chase the market. I'm going to wait. So my entry for the buy was, I'm going to wait for price to come into the 21. And then if she holds it, then I'll re-enter for the buy. Well, I'm glad I waited, because she wasn't able to hold the 21. We got the signal for the sell. So I was like, okay, no problem. This was at 1900 hours. So that was 7:30. So I was like, okay, that gives me plenty of time to still do my analysis. Fine, I'll just wait for her to pull back more. So then on the 5, I was like, that's fine. Then at the 15-minute, I was like, okay, well, for my 15-minute, then I want to see if she'll break the 21 on the 15-minute at that time. So let me put a line here and you can see what was going on. So right here at 1900, so that's 7:15, and I'll make this color orange. So that's the 15-minute time frame, and I'll put that in this whole chart. So here was price when we got the signal for the sell and where price was at now. So when I saw this on the 15-minute this time, I said, okay, let me see if price holds the 21 holds price. Okay. And let me see what she does here. And as time went, it played around. And I actually have here this risk to reward. If I was going to take that buy, this was my stop loss. So I'm glad I waited because sure enough, she continued to sell down. So this actually was a really nice sell if you wanted to take that. I was looking for the buy, because I want this re-entry on the intraday play that I just showed you in the beginning of this session. That's 191 pips there. So that's nice. So then I was like, okay, so I have more time. And then we got the sell signal for the 15-minute, which I think just happened. 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8:30. So good thing we waited. So she's pulling back deeper into the pullback on that higher time frame fib. So if we go back and we look at the 4-hour, or even that 2-hour, actually it'll be easier to see. That 2-hour, the one we're going to use as a roadmap, she's pulling into these last line of defense zones. Look at it. Retesting again. So a 100% retracement right to here? Maybe so. Maybe so before the buy up. See, here's my zones I was going to enter when price was up here. And then TP to this zone. And then I was having a tight stop because I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have the stop loss at the 21 on the 15-minute and see what she does there. If she continues on, then I'll just get out and then look for the re-entry when she's ready. And so she did go dig down deeper. So I never did put that trade in. So looks like we're going to, she's still going to go ahead and sell a little bit, maybe retest to this zone again. So that's what's going on. Now let's look at our momentum. Okay, so we were buying and now we're selling. Let's look at the 4-hour. Now this is a live analysis for Bitcoin for the setup for this week. Okay, so I've been trading Bitcoin for about 2 years now, every day. So know her pretty well, but not like an expert, not quite yet, right? That would be like 5 to 10 years doing something. But definitely have a lot of charts here and seeing her action. It's been really a great journey. Really been a great journey trading with her. So let's see if there's any comments. Just okay, no problem. So let's see. Okay, so at the last line of defense. So now what we need to do is look at these channels. I bet we're at the bottom of a channel. So I'm going to go ahead. First, I want to look more, though. Let's look at the day's momentum. Now, we have fibs all over the day. We can get into that, too, if we need to. But the day is starting to buy up. But when you look at it, we can see. Let's take all of this stuff off so we can just see the market. Okay. So this, just looking at market action, we see we're just totally consolidating. Totally consolidating in a range. Let's go ahead and make this, I want the watermark not so dark. Okay. So look here, traders. If we have almost a 100% retracement here at this low, that's where we're at on that 1 day fib. Last line of defense, almost making 100% retracement. I tell you, they are fighting that 25,000, aren't they? And then if we go a little bit deeper in our pullback for the fib, looks like we're right at the 5061.8 zone. So we could go ahead and pull our fibs up on that, and we could see that fib right here. Oh, here's the dates that I had it. I knew I put dates on this thing. This here is our day fib at March 10th. So let's look at that fib, because it looks like price is right there, doesn't it? What date was that? March 10th. March 10th. March. I don't have a fib for that. How about that? Okay. Well, I definitely want one off of that one. We have a much bigger fib, obviously, right here. And then we have these bigger moves. January or November. So let's look for them. Here's November, day low to high. Maybe this is it. Nope, that's that little move right there. Huh. I would have thought I'd have me a fib on that one. January or November. January or November. Here we are. Is this it? No, that's further back. Okay, well, I want to put that on there. I'm surprised I don't have that. So let's do that now. I'm going to do a fib on that one. It's going to bring out all my other fibs. When I do that, it's going to show them all. Because we just hit them, remember? That's okay. Got a lot of good info on this chart. So obviously there's bigger moves in here, right? But we're just going to do the little one. I can't believe I don't have a fib on that. That's just really weird. Okay. We'll do a fib here on the day. So we have it to the high. We do low to high. You could choose this low. You could choose this low. You could choose this low, or you could choose this low. Okay. The difference is, traders, is that you'll just get more pips. So if you choose that low, well, actually this one's lower than that one. So we'll choose this one. You want your lowest point. And so since I picked that lowest one, I'm going to lock it. And then how I want to name this, because remember, I was just looking in that one folder to find out where it was. So that's November 21st, Thanksgiving time. Oh my gosh, that's almost going to be 2 months from now. Sheesh. Let's look at that, traders, real quick. November of last year, price was here, and we're in September, the middle of September, October, November, 2 more months, and we will be in the same spot that we were last year. Look how much price has went up. And it's only at a 38% retracement. Dang. That's what's up. Look at that. Last year, traders, my house got hit with that darn hurricane, and so it has been such a year. But this was an awesome entry.
Anna, check your trades today.
So that's good to know. We need to have that. I cannot believe I don't have a fib for that. So November 21st. So we're gonna list that. I need to write that one in there. 21st, 2022. That was a day. It's a day time frame. This is how I write my fibs out. I put them in my object tree for trading view. I can get this thing away. And then I say what kind of fib it was. It was a low to high. So that way I'll know where to find the low at that I was talking about. And then I write the date that I made this actual fib. And then I'll dump it into my day folder for fibs. So I put it right here, my day fibs. Okay. So it's obviously out of order. Here I have my August ones I just did. So this one is a little weird. I have 1111, the high to low, but we want the low to high. Okay. So looking at that, traders, I know it's a little light. Let's see what you guys are seeing. Okay. I know it's a little light. I have it light so we're not overwhelmed by all of these colors on the chart. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit darker so we can see the values. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have to make them larger too for you. Sorry. Okay. So price, let me show you with the arrow. Low, November of last year, up to the high of this year, and then back down to where currently price is at, is right here, and it's only pulled back 38% on the fib. So just like that example I was saying about you working out, well, you haven't returned almost to 50% of how you used to be. You're not too bad, but you are pulling back some. And so the way it's understood is if price comes back to the 23, it's considered the fib is activated, meaning that you could start to potentially to use this fib. If you see more of a decline, then yes, the fib is activated. Otherwise, price can just pull back to here and then continue to move up and continue with its trend, which I'm sure a lot of people wanted to happen for Bitcoin. Went up, came down to the 23. If it just comes down to the 23 and we dance around here and then make a new high and then continue higher, then that's saying that there was not a very strong pullback, not a lot of strong momentum to the downside, but the trend was very weak to pull it back, and the continuation was more of a stronger bull trend. But that did not happen. So now we're just in that this fib is activated, as they would call it. The fib is activated, so we can start using its values. And we're now down at the 38. So technically, traders, we have a deeper pullback because usually that's the 5061.8 zone, and this zone is where ideally we want to wait for it to pull back to then continue with its trend to this zone here. So for that to happen, price would need to pull back more, wouldn't it? Need to pull back more to by 4,000 more pips to pull down to 21,000. So I think that's pretty cool. How here we are 2 months from where it was at a year ago. Okay. So we've been playing around in the top thirds of this fib for almost the whole year. Look at that, traders. Almost the whole year, because we're in September, we really have just been playing around in this top thirds of this fib. Now, some of you may be like, girl, I don't use fibs. I don't use technical analysis because that doesn't really work. It's okay. So let me show you prior fibs that you can see how price respects them nicely. And so I hadn't even thought of saying that. So I'm just going to show you because this is our organic stream, very open. So let's show a fib from the past. Let's show one. Let's do this one. I should have one. I bet I have one right here. On the 4-hour June 5th. So we'll go down to June of last year. June 5th or June 15th is good too. Look, I have a June 15th. Low to high. June 15th. Four-hour low to high. Let's see what that one looks like. Let me see. 615 low to high. So what I need to do, traders, is look for 615's low, which might be right here. Right in here. Let's see. 615 low to high fib. I don't know why I'm not seeing that. Let me see. 615. Let me see. 615. Oh, I didn't hide it. I hid something else. All right, come on. Let me see the properties on it. 4-hour low to high made to fib yellow. Let me see what I wrote in there. Visibility. 4-hour. I should see that. I'm not sure why I didn't see that. 615. I'm on the 4-hour. Hmm. 714. Let me see 714. 7 right here. 714. High to low. Well, I don't know where the heck these fibs are at. Am I unlocking the wrong one? 714 macro high to low 4-hour. What's up with that? Let me change colors here real quick, traders. 714. Let's put it on lines. 714 September. 7 July 7. That is really weird. I don't know why they're not showing. $7.14 high to low. Am I in the right year? Oh, that's why I'm not in the right darn year. I'm not in the right year. Sorry, traders. 7/14. That was just last month. That's back here. 7/14 right here. 7/14. That's right. Nope. 7/14 high to low. Maybe this one. Yeah, I bet it's this one. Okay, let's just see it. 7/14. Why isn't this thing showing? Good Lord, that's going to bother me. And it's red. What's up with this? That's weird. That is really weird. Oh, I'm like too far back. I'm in 2022. No wonder. Oh, good Lord. Let me reset this. $7.14 is here's 8. Oh, here it is, I think. Look. High to low. Here it is. Right here. Goodness, traders, thank you for being patient with me. I was in the wrong darn year. Here's 7/14 high to low fib. And so the purpose of this was to show you that, how price respects these fib levels. So I just pulled out one. Now, you could have as well hit that started up here. I chose to start here. And then price, what we would want it to do is come down and then come up into this zone and then sell back down to here. Price did not do that. It only pulled up to like the 23. So high to low, price only pulled up to the 23, not even a 38. Remember I said the other way, the other direction, that means that it's strong momentum in that direction. So price was not able to pull back and continued, did a 100% retracement, made a new low and fell down. So the fib gives us that information of the price action and the strength of it in regards to a fib retracement. Okay, so that one doesn't show you it going into the actual zone, but does give you a roadmap of what's going on. But let me see if I can find. Well, that one gives you information like about the fibs. But let me go ahead and see if I can find you one where you see it go to the 5061.8 zone. I might have to go to lower time frames actually. And you'll be able to see it nicely because Bitcoin's a silly little rascal. Bitcoin is a silly little rascal, meaning that she's, hitting those big dips. Let's see here. Let's look at this fib. 4 hour 831. That was just recently. So 831 was the high. That was just recently. Is that this? This might be it. Oh, it's right here. So silly. That's the one that we're using with the higher one. Okay. Let's see if we have this one. This one here, traders, price, if you did a low to high fib off of this, it did a 100% retracement and then broke down more. So it's just been breaking the levels on the 4 hour. So let's go to the 1 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. That way I can give you a better example. It's not that the fibs haven't been working on the 4 hour. It's just the momentum of the market for the 4 hour price has just been exhausting the levels of the fibs and breaking them. So here, high to low fib on the 1 hour price came down, and then we wanted it to initially come up to this zone. It didn't make it as high either, and only came up to almost the 50%. The 50 EMA, I sure had some help with keeping it down with the momentum to the downside. Price then went ahead and broke it, broke the low. So now this fib is inactivated, and it puts us into a higher time frame fib. So that's why I like keeping these history of the movement for price and these fibs, and just keeping the information on there. Let me go here to my 1 hour. Okay. So that was a little sidetrack on fibs. And let's go back to what we're looking for. We're looking for the play and the setup. So now I changed the color of my chart. My mind is looking for a black background. Let me go ahead and put it back on black because my mind's kind of just focused on that for this fib right now. Okay, now my mind can remember stuff of what I had on here. Okay, so 4 hour at last line of defense. We're looking for the re-entry for the buy. Doesn't look like it's going to present itself. And you know what, traders, is that I feel like on Sundays, I'm always looking for the buy, and she still wants to sell more. So after our session tonight, look, we've almost been on for a whole, oh no, we didn't start till 8:30, an hour now. So I'm going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes, but I feel like often this summer, I'm always looking for buys on Sundays, and she still has more selling to do. And then later this evening, there's a nice move around 10 o'clock on, and she might then go ahead and push down, and then into tomorrow do that buy that we're looking for. So keep your eyes open for the buy setup. It could happen, within the next 24 hours or what have you. But we do have destinations of where we want to go with it. If buys back up, it's an ideal location for the buy. It just has to commit to that trend. So currently on the 4 hour, we are selling. So I'm glad I waited. See my risk to reward tool. It was a 2 to 1. I would have hit my stop loss already. So I am glad I waited. And then let's look at the channel. Let's go to a 15-minute channel and see what that would look like. Even though on my fibs chart, I'll just put the channel on here because I want to know where we are. I want to know where we are right now in the channel with price action. And usually Sunday she makes a nice huge move. So the huge move For right now, we normally see it around 5, 7, from 5 to 7. I mean, from 5, between 5 o'clock until like 8 o'clock. So it looks like that huge move was going to be to the downside for the sell down. Okay. Not big moves like she usually does, though. Back before summertime, only 171 pips. That's not really that much for Bitcoin on a Sunday. Okay, so the channel would look like, because it was buying, so I'm going to do an ascending channel. I feel like I've been looking at these charts all day. Okay, so here's peak, valley, valley, peak. We're kind of sideways, aren't we? Right here, 15-minute. So it bounced off of the channel and then looking like it needs to retest it. And it's kind of sideways, isn't it? So if we had traded this channel at 1300 hours is 1 o'clock, that would have been a nice trade to the buy, to up and then back down. So if you want to go ahead and trade the channel, that would be an opportunity for you. Stop loss, you could put whatever your risk management is, stick to your rules, traders. Or you could do the low, the low on this time frame. That would be 100 points. Do your risk to reward. Make sure it's a good trade. Remember, traders only want 2 to 1 or more trades. It's good to get reps in for taking bad setups so you know that they're bad, but you want to be getting a 2 to 1 or more trade setup. So this one, if you trade the channel and you put the stop right underneath, you're not at a 2 to 1. So actually this setup to buy to the top of the channel is not that great. The only way to make it great is moving your stop loss into the channel. Like right here is a 3 to 1, but your price is only a little bit above. So if we went a little bit down to the 0, down to the bottom of this wick, that's 1.5. So actually, this really isn't a great setup for the buy up. You would think it would be, but it's not. You could go ahead and, try it out, put it in demo, see how it looks. So you get to see the play of, taking trades within a channel. So you can kind of see how that plays out. And if it does, and then for the buy, if she continues to sell, then once this channel is broken, you would know, like, okay, she definitely still is selling here. So it'll be interesting to see what she does, because it's 9:23 Eastern time PM. That's our 15-minute channel. Let's see what our 1-hour channel looks like. And I want to see our 1-hour fib. So for channels, I like to put them on line charts. And I don't like going further too far back. Like this is, you could obviously do the channel from here and see it. This puts me at Friday. Today's Sunday. So I want the most recent move. So I'm looking here. And then this would be like my 4-hour channel. But let's go ahead and we'll just show you the difference. So I'll put my channel here. See, it's been selling since Friday. So we have peak, and then the valley, the most recent low. So for this, off of this channel, the much bigger channel, we are just coming up to the middle. So if it does sell down, more selling down, we still have way more to go down. So if it continues to sell tonight, we could use this channel as a guide. That's our massive for macro, or There's two words, micro for microscopic, massive for macro fib. This is our macro channel. And then for me, what I like to do is do this little move here. I would do this little move here. This is really like that 15-minute channel that we had. So price would have to break it, which makes sense. It very much well could, because staying within this higher time frame channel, we still see has way more room to the downside. But if it goes down to the downside of this channel, if it continues to reach to the bottom here, that's 25,386. So on the, see where that is on that fib that we had. What was the number? 25,386. So we'll go to the 4 hour 25,386. 25,386. That's like to the 1. So that is going ahead and doing a 100% retracement and breaking this low here to get to the bottom of that 1 hour channel. See that? And so if we put a 4 hour channel on here, there's benefits to having all of your information on one chart and then not having all of it, because if you have it all on one chart, you will see how it gets to be crowded chart. So that's why I choose not to always do that. Now see this descending channel here is pretty tight. Make this the right color before I get confused. Red. Peak, peak, and there's my valley. Or I can do this valley actually. Peak, peak, valley. So for this descending channel, if we used it off of here, she still has way more room to the downside. But the thing is that price is not saying that. The momentum's not calling for that. But this wave is saying more selling. Let's look at the day and see if the day is saying, yes, I am still selling. Day has a little bit of buy in it, but the lower time frame. So for it to go to the bottom of the channel, let's see where that is at on the day. Because I've been looking for this buy. This sucker sells down more, 25,000. Yes, definitely. But that puts us even deeper. Let's put this so we can see it on the day. Excuse me. All right, so here's that 4 hour channel on the day. And it's at the top. And if it were to buy down, yep, look at that. Puts us at the bottom of the channel. And look what's at the bottom of the channel, 25,000. So we have ideas of where we can have exit zones at. And I have the opportunity for this week for the play up. So join me tomorrow evening, 8:30 Eastern, Monday, 9/11. Oh my. And I'll follow up and we'll see what price did. All right. Thank you so much, traders. Have a great night. Again, this is Anna, and I thank you for joining Visual Silence Technology. See you in the charts.